Some people feel better when they have something to carry. Not lighter, not freer, better. Because being needed does something to the mind that comfort alone can't replace. When no one needs you, the day can feel less real. What should feel like freedom can quietly feel like loss of shape. And if you misread that feeling, you may keep chasing pressure just to feel solid again. You finally get a quiet day. No deadline, no request, no one waiting on your answer. And instead of relief, something in the body loosens in the wrong way. The hours are open, but your attention starts to drift. The day feels wider, but less defined. Not painful, just thinner. This pattern is not a conscious choice. It is the result of adaptation in the system. The brain does not only look for comfort, it looks for structure. And being needed provides structure very quickly. It tells the system, this matters, this is your role, move here. That is why responsibility can feel stabilizing even when it is heavy. The brain often prefers predictability over happiness, and being needed is predictable in a very specific way. It gives your attention a place to land. Think of it like a coat hook by the door. When a role is clear, the mind has somewhere to place its weight. When that role disappears, the room is still there, but the shape is gone. Over time, people can quietly learn something. Being needed feels organizing. Being unneeded feels undefined. So the system absorbs a subtle lesson. Calm is not always read as safety. Sometimes it is read as the absence of direction. People usually respond to this in two different ways. Some become seekers of weight. They volunteer too quickly, say yes too fast, keep becoming the reliable one, the fixer, the one who carries more than necessary. Not because pressure is noble, but because usefulness makes them feel located. Others do something quieter. When they are not needed, they flatten out. They drift through free time. They lose shape inside the day. Because rest is easier when the self still feels defined. And this is where the pattern turns personal. For some people, responsibility stops being just part of life. It starts becoming proof of identity. A person is no longer simply doing something important. They begin to feel important only when something depends on them. When this goes unnoticed, a few behaviors often follow. You keep taking on things you did not need to take. You feel uneasy when your phone stays quiet. You resent the pressure but feel strange without it. Or you quietly create obligations just to make the day feel solid again. Not because you love stress, but because the system has learned to trust structure more than spaciousness. What this pattern is really saying is simple. Being needed can feel good because it gives the self a visible outline. It offers direction, placement, relevance. That response is not weakness, and it is not maturity by itself. It is often an adaptation to a life where clarity arrived through demand. So the deeper issue is not that you enjoy burden. It may be that your mind has learned to feel more real when your role is obvious. And that matters. Because if you confuse being needed with being valuable, you may keep searching for weight when what you actually need is steadier ground. The next time someone asks something from you, notice the first feeling that appears. Not the answer you give, the first feeling. Is it stress? Or is it relief? That small reaction can reveal more about identity than the request itself. If this hit you, watch this next. Why silence feels strange to the brain.